Hey guys and gals and my fellow VEDS-ies, welcome back to another day of VEDS. Today's video, because I honestly couldn't resist, these are too adorable, I'm going to again answer my own and show you another thing that I collect. Now, these are something that I will freely admit people on this platform have gotten me not obsessed with, but definitely interested in. And those are the Munchlings. Now, Disney's Munchlings, for those who do not know, are moderately small and they're relatively new. They're within the last 5 years, I think. And the whole idea of them is that they are Disney characters who have been redesigned to look like food. And originally, they would also smell. However, I think since the pandemic, post-pandemic, excuse me, they no longer smell, which is kind of a shame. So I don't have that many. I have a decent amount, but I don't have a lot, definitely compared to, my Funkos. So I figured I'll show them to you guys and let me know in the comments what your favorite one is. I'll also let you know which ones smell and which ones don't, and how the smell is. Now, the first one that I have here is Winnie the Pooh, who I believe is supposed to be a bell pepper puff. And he is one that smells, and I mean, he doesn't really smell that much anymore. He used to smell a lot more. Which, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they lose their smell after a while. I don't quite know. But I mean, I'm not really ashamed of that because his smell was never that pleasing. Next, we have Squirt from Finding Nemo. And I believe he's supposed to be like a macaroon, I think. Next, we have, honestly, kind of one of my favorites. It's Dante from Coco, who has been redesigned to look like a cup of hot cocoa. Keeping with the dog and chocolate theme, we have Patch, I believe, from 101 Dalmatians, who is designed to look like a chocolate chip cookie. He does smell, and the chocolate smell is honestly very pleasing. Next, we have one of the two monks, Chip, who I believe, I'll correct myself right now if I'm wrong, but I believe he's supposed to be a pita puff, and we can't have Chip without Dale. And Dale, I believe, is, again, I think something chocolate, like a chocolate cupcake, or, again, I'll correct myself with what these are supposed to be. He, I believe, does smell. He's one of the ones that do have the odor, and again, it is chocolate, which is just interesting that they went with Dale and not Chip, who most Disney fans know which one is which, because Chip is distinguished by having a chocolate chip nose. Staying in the Mickey and Friends territory, we now have Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Now, I'll put it what it is. I'm not even going to try to guess what these were supposed to be. But, I mean, look at them. They're adorable. Next, we have, again, staying in the Mickey and Friends, area, one of my favorites for sure, and that is Minnie Mouse, who I believe is supposed to be a strawberry cupcake. She is one that smells. Her smell is divine, because she kind of just smells like, very fruity, like a fruit punch. If you've ever sniffed, not that I'm saying you should, if you've ever, opened up a canister of powdered like fruit punch and you get that sort of kicked back on you and what that smell kind of is, it's kind of like this. Moving on, now we have Flower from Bambi, and again, she's chocolate. She's rolled a chocolate roll, I'm gonna guess. I'll correct myself. I probably should have had these notes, but she is not one of the ones that smells. But I mean, how many times do you see Flower from Bambi get merch? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. These last two are probably my favorites of the bunch. First, one that does smell is the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland as a pawsicle. No, I'm not going to apologize for how bad of a pun that was. Again, he is one that does smell. He basically smells like Minnie does, but, you even got, like, the tail on the back, and the stripes on the back and the front are kind of like the stripes on the Cheshire Cat. Again, it's a really, really cool design, honestly, and, again, cute. And finally, one of my favorites, if not my most favorite, because of how much of a deep cut this character is. How many of you out here know who this is? If you said Stitch, you're wrong. Well, half wrong. This is Experiment 627. Otherwise known as Leroy, from the direct-to-DVD movie that also served as the finale to the Lilo and Stitch TV show, Leroy and Stitch. The fact that they went with Leroy as a pineapple Dole Whip cupcake-looking thing is kind of ingenious. I just love how much of a deep cut this is, and how some people are just going to call him a Red Stitch. Well, there you have it, everyone. There was my, not tiny, but not huge, Munchling collection. Again, if you haven't already, let me know in the comments down below which one of those was your favorite. And if you haven't already, and you want to participate in the... to show us something that you collect, I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have put out, because again, I'm filming this one ahead of time. And until tomorrow, guys, gals, and my fellow VEDS-ies, I will see you tomorrow.